ceiling made of glass, counter space, an ashtray for when grandma comes to visit me. Space to think, green apples in a bowl. I could settle down, let it be something on my own. And I might have to get a real job to get the couch that I want. And I think I could be happy there. Read more, rise early on a Sunday morning, play my records, dance freely on the hardwood floors. I could settle down, have something of my own.
Good morning, guys. I'm finishing up my matcha. I journaled. I started a new book. I feel like I'm just gonna have like the perfect Sunday in my opinion, because a Sunday to me is like a very cozy and quiet day at home, and I just love, absolutely love being at home. Something else that I've been really loving is these face masks from Dr. Jart. I've had the pink one before, which I really liked, and now I got the yellow one and I absolutely love it. They feel really nice on your face, but I do feel like they're a little bit slippery because after like 10 to 15 minutes it all just kind of starts falling down sometimes. Maybe it's because I'm still talking and like drinking and doing things when I'm wearing this, but I don't know, it's just kind of slippery or something, but it does feel really nice on your face. It looks kind of ridiculous, but I'm really loving it. As I said, it's a Sunday morning right now. The weather is not looking too great, but we're just gonna be home most of the day. I do need to go for my long run, but I think I'm gonna do that in the afternoon. I always do them in the mornings on the weekends. Today I just wanted to have like a very slow and cozy morning to myself. I'm gonna make some pancakes for breakfast. Okay, I'm gonna take the mask off because it's kind of annoying me now that it's so slippery. I gotta say, my skin feels very like glowy and refreshed right now. I really like these masks actually. I'm also wearing a new robe, and if you're not new here you might be like, that's not a new robe, but I ordered this a few weeks ago, and then after 2 days of wearing it, the stitching, I don't actually know if it's called stitching, but everything got loose, and I was like, I don't think that's supposed to happen after just 2 days. So I ordered it. It's from Arket, but I ordered it on H&M. So I messaged H&M and I was like, I don't think this is supposed to happen. And they were like, no, that's definitely not supposed to happen. So I ordered a new one and I returned the other one. So I got this one last night and I'm very happy to be wearing it again, because I don't know, I used to never actually wear robes because I only had this white one. I still have it, but it's just not that comfortable, and I just never wore robes. And then now that I have this one, I'm literally always in a robe, which is so funny. It might just be a phase that I'm now just obsessed with this robe and I'm wearing it a lot, and then it might fade, especially with summer coming. I might wear it less, but right now I'm so obsessed with just being in this robe like all day. I think it also doesn't help that I'm home so much, because that gives me a lot of opportunity to just be in my robe all day, but I just love it. So the book that I just started is Outline by Rachel Cusk, and I've had this for a few months, but I was waiting to start it. I'm actually kind of intrigued because I hear so many good things about this, and I'm just gonna point out that the cover is very aesthetic, which is what first drew me into this book. But I've seen so much about this being a very beautiful book, and I think it's also a trilogy, if that's how you say that, like 3 books. I honestly don't even know what a trilogy is, but when I was looking at this book, I think this is the first one, which is obviously what I wanted to start with. I am actually really curious. I feel like this doesn't sound like me, but I feel like I'm not really into these like very cheesy, easy romance books. Like maybe on holiday I would actually kind of like that to read at the book. Like Emily Henry books, for example. What's that one called? I think Happy Place. I really liked it because I read it on holiday, but I feel like if I would read that like at home, I wouldn't like it as much because it's kind of just, I don't know how to say this, but I feel like I'm not really into like romance books and like the, what's it called? Young adult books? Well, maybe that's not what it's called, but I feel like I like books like this a little bit more because it actually also makes you think about things. Like for example, The Midnight Library and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Those are all books that I actually really liked, and The 7-Year Slip is actually one of those books that is more on the romance side, but I loved. That might be one of my favorite books ever, but I do feel like I have to be in some certain kind of mood to read books like that, if that makes any sense. So I'm very excited to read this, but I just started it, so I can't really give you any updates so far. And yeah, Joop is currently getting us some groceries, and I'm gonna get started on making us pancakes for breakfast. And we don't really have a lot of plans today. We're just gonna probably just do a lot of cozy things at home. I want to get some editing done and just kind of prepare for the new week, I guess, because that's what I like to do on a Sunday, but not like an actual Sunday reset. Like I will be cleaning up a few things around the house, but we're not gonna do like a whole deep clean of the apartment because I just don't want to do that today. I just want to be comfortable today. I want to take an everything shower, do some self-care, read, go on a walk. I have to go on a run, which is something I have just been dreading my runs so much. I feel like it might be because the half marathon is getting so close and my training hasn't been very optimal, I guess you could say, because of my injury. The injury is getting a bit better, but my training has just been kind of off, and now I'm just dreading it so much. And I still want to do it because I obviously want to make myself proud and actually still do it. I don't know, the training runs have just been so hard, and Joop is kind of in the same boat because he also has been just dreading it so much, so we're also not really motivating each other. But I think we are gonna go on a run later today. Hopefully the weather will get a little bit better, and yeah, that's pretty much the plan for today.
We are pussies and made of sugar, so we couldn't go outside.
I just took an everything shower, and as you can tell by the lack of footage, we didn't actually end up going on a run. We were literally in our running clothes. The weather completely shifted and it was kind of like storming, and we just didn't want to go through that. So got out of our running clothes and took a really nice everything shower. I usually, this sounds so weird, but I scrubbed my entire body, which is something I don't usually do, and now I'm really questioning why I never do that, because it was honestly really nice. So I just thought I'd show you all of the products that I'm using right now. This honestly doesn't really change very often because I'm kind of having like a few staple products. I'm using this shampoo and conditioner from L'Oreal, and I have literally used this for years. I think when I first did highlights for my hair, this is the one that I bought because it said it was good for highlights, which probably isn't that accurate, but this is the one that I've used ever since and I really like it. And I'm using it with this shower gel, which is just the cheapest one that I always find at the drugstore. So then for the scrub, I used two different ones because I was shaving, and usually when I shave my legs, I use this scrub. I don't really like this one, to be honest, and not because I don't like the scrub or the scent, but it's black and it just looks so crazy if you're scrubbing something black on your legs. I don't know, it just looks kind of weird, but the smell is nice and it just does the job, because I usually use like either a scrub or a conditioner when I'm shaving my legs. And then I use this Rituals body scrub. I once got this as a gift somewhere, and as I said, I don't really use scrubs often. Actually, I don't ever scrub my body, which I don't know why, but it was honestly really nice. And the reason why I did this is because tomorrow I want to put on a self-tan, which is also something that I never do, and for some reason I'm kind of not really against it, but it's just not something I ever thought I was gonna do. But I bought this Bondi Sands self-tanning foam. I'm really scared, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm so scared this is gonna turn out so either dark or orange, or just, I'm really scared. But I'm gonna just try and do it because I have a wedding and I just want to have a little tan because my dress is quite light. I just most of the time look so pale, and this week I have a lot of events that I just want to have a little tan for. So we're gonna try, and maybe it will go completely wrong, but maybe it will look very good. After that, I use a body lotion, and usually I only do this on my legs after I shave, but now I did my entire body because I've obviously done a lot of research about this whole self-tanning process, and it says it's really good to put a lot of body lotion on your body before. So I kind of go between these two. This is one from Clay & Glow, and this one, I actually love the smell of this one. And then I also sometimes use the White Rituals one, which I also really like. You know when you get these gift sets from Rituals for like Christmas or anything, and I always get the white one, and honestly it's really nice. I also absolutely love the shower foam of this one, but we're out of that one. So yeah, I'm just going between these two. I don't actually know if this is interesting for you guys, but I was in the shower and I was like, I'm just gonna show you because maybe it does inspire you in some way. So moving on to skincare, I have been using the Rhode glazing milk for a few weeks now, and I am actually really loving it. I thought it was kind of a scam, and maybe it still is a little bit of a scam because it is really expensive for what it is, but I do feel very hydrated after I put this on, so I would highly recommend, but it is very pricey but also aesthetic. So honestly, I'm the worst person to ask this because I am loving it. I actually have a few different things for skincare, and honestly I'm just kind of always mixing things up. I sometimes use the same one, I sometimes use a different one. I sometimes use this hyaluronic acid serum from The Ordinary. I have been using this, but I use it sometimes, not like very consistent. I don't know if that's a problem. And these self-tan sun drops for my face from Caudalie, and I am actually really liking this. I do this like once every few days. I don't do it like very regularly. I just use this whenever I'm like, oh, I need some color in my face again, but I didn't use it right now. I kind of wanted to, but I tinted my eyebrows, and I have noticed that if you tint your eyebrows at the same time as you do self-tanning on your face, your eyebrows can turn orange. Also, sorry for the jump scare, I just tinted my eyebrows and I always hate how they look like right after you've done it, but after like 2 days or maybe even tomorrow it will look very nice. And I always use this eyebrow tint for that, but I ran out of this one a few weeks ago, and then I just didn't really order it. I don't know why, because this literally you can use this for a couple of years. That's probably not good. No, it says 12 months, so don't do what I do, but I can use this for a couple of years. And then as of now, I have 2 different moisturizers. I use this one from Glossier. I'm not the biggest fan. It's nice, but I'm just not the biggest fan. I prefer the other one because this is the Balance moisturizer, and I've also had the normal one before, and I prefer the normal one because this is a little bit more, it feels a little bit more like a serum instead of an actual cream. So that's why I don't really like this one. And I also sometimes use this moisturizer from The Ordinary. I honestly just mix it around. I most of the time use the Glossier one when I'm like putting on my makeup afterwards, but sometimes after I take a shower I put The Ordinary one on. That's also the one that I just put on. And lastly, I thought I'd show you some of my lip products because now that I'm at it I can just show you everything. Sometimes I use this Glossier lip mask, and it's actually quite nice. I don't really use this enough because I only use it whenever I'm thinking about it, which is not often. Whenever I take a shower like this, I just get reminded of how I don't do this enough. Like sometimes I have moments where I'm very big on self-care, like all things self-care, but then sometimes I also have this phase where I just literally don't care. And honestly, I don't like that. I should do it more often because now I feel really nice and fresh and cozy. And yeah. Lastly, for my lips, I have been loving the Rhode Peptide Lip Treatment. I have the Toast one, I think. yes, I have the toast one and I really like it. I especially like how small the applicator is. I don't know, it's just really nice to put on, and it's kind of, don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of like a little bit of a more gel structure on your lips, like maybe a little bit thicker or a little bit more, I don't know, it just feels like a nice glow and it feels nice on your lips. But I also use the Glossier lip balms a lot. I have a few different ones laying all around the apartment and I just grabbed the one that's closest to me, but this is the one that I used the most recently, which is the lavender one. Also really nice. I feel like those are all of the products that I have been using recently, and like I said, these honestly don't really change up that much. I'm kind of a routine kind of gal. I like using the same products for a while. I don't really feel the need to have a lot of different products. Like, these literally take me so long to finish that sometimes I'm literally like, oh, I need to replace it because it's too old, instead of actually finishing it because it's empty. But that's something that we're working on. Honestly, to me, it's quite funny that the weather has shifted so much, because this weather literally calls to just be inside and do absolutely nothing. So I can't really say that we did a lot today because it's already like late afternoon, and I guess that's what a Sunday is for. So right now I'm just gonna finish up some editing. I do still want to read in my book as well, because I feel like I just need to not doom scroll, and I feel like I've already scrolled a little bit too much on TikTok today. But I do always find that every YouTuber that I really love uploads a video on Sunday, so I do want to watch some YouTube tonight. Just have a very cozy chill night at home. We're gonna make a pasta for dinner. I think it's called a honey harissa red pepper pasta, which is a recipe that I found on TikTok. So that's what we're gonna make, and I love pasta so much. I'm very excited to have dinner. Today has turned into a very big self-care day, which I feel like was quite needed. So at this point, I'm just very happy that I finally did, like, for example, tinting my eyebrows. I always postpone that, but I know that I'm so happy after I've done it. But I just always feel like it's such a big task to do, which it's literally not. I don't know, but today I'm just really loving all of the self-care things. So we're just gonna continue this self-care flow.